American cattle ranchers know something you don't.
Beef and cattle are not the same thing.
The cost of beef and the cost of cattle are completely disconnected.
While you might be seeing record high beef prices this holiday season,
Ground beef
Yes, beef prices are so high. What is the reason behind that? There's a crisis, really?
up nearly 13%, steak up 16%.
cattle producers
Oh
are
my God, there's something crisis happening.
actually seeing less money, and they're bearing the burden of bringing down costs. So what is happening here?
So the consumer's getting taken advantage of. The boots on the ground producers getting taken advantage of. There's
Everyone's taking advantage. Okay, all right.
somebody making a lot of money, and it isn't you and me.
There's a deep imbalance in our meat markets.
People are actually paying more for meat, even as the farmers are making less.
Farmers are making less. How's that even happening? If we are paying more and more, inflation is high for that.
Trump posting on Truth Social, you know something is fishy.
And it's benefiting one group in particular. This is a story about the thousands of struggling ranchers putting
My God, what is happening right there?
food on your table.
Right now, losing 17,520 farms a year on average.
What happens in 20 years when we're all gone?
Oh my God, in 20 years, that's so fast.
The giant meat packers and the systems they use to control the market,
because the marketplace is fundamentally broken.
the money men playing with our food chain, and the politicians trying to drive beef prices down by any means necessary.
Any means necessary. Oh, no way. This is not good thing to do.
The only price we have that's high is beef, and we'll get that down.
Is there a future for beef in America?
Our herd size has been declining at an alarming rate.
And what can we do to save it?
All right, what we can really do to save it?
Tired of other people controlling our destiny. Mom,
Indianola, Nebraska, we are.
the dollars that we deal with today, if Dad had the opportunity to cash out the chips,
This is the puzzle. Oh my God, this is the puzzle, cow puzzle.
would he keep rolling the dice, or would he have pulled his
Here's the John Odia, the independent cattle rancher.
money and said it's been a good run?
Boy, that's a hard one.
If you read the news about the beef crisis, you might think that ranchers are doing well right now. But John
All right.
O'Day, a sixth-generation Nebraska farmer, showed us
Hello.
a different reality.
It's really tough because historically, 7 out of 10 years
All right, you can see it's a 7 out of 10.
a cow-calf operation breaks even or loses money. Come on, Jerry. You hope to make enough money when you're profitable
You can see there's so much risk right here taking down.
to pay down debt that you've accumulated during the tough times.
John is an independent rancher. But in our food system, independent ranchers aren't that independent.
So I told you in our last stop,
He's working independently. That's why it's more risky if something that happens.
we checked the markets when we got over here. So here's the chart that I use.
Ranchers live and die by this chart,
This is the chart they live and die by. You can see
the feeder cattle futures,
feeder cattle futures. This is what they do.
that dictates how much they can expect for their product. Many ranchers believed that 2025 would be a rare profitable year,
Yes, they thought that it would 2025 will go like this high.
with
But
feeder cattle prices reaching record highs in the fall.
yes,
But then something happened at the worst possible time.
We're going to do something very
this happened. You see,
quickly and easily on beef to get it down.
President Trump's plan to buy
big beef over beef.
more beef from
His
Argentina.
word sent wholesale cattle prices
Yes, we're getting beef from Argentina.
Looks like we've
lost around $200 a head. That would be around a $17
Yes,
billion.
Many American cattle ranchers outraged.
It feels like being a pawn in a game we're not going to win.
this is so sad. You understand if you have friends like this and you know what this business really is.
I would say that we've lost conservatively between $200 and $300 per head on our calf crop and on our inventories.
Yes, $200,000 to $300,000 in hand. You can understand. You can see his face. It says everything.
So $250,000-ish
Oh my
in a
God.
month.
You can see feeder cattle futures is here.
It's real money, it's real dollars.
When President Trump announced a plan to quadruple imports of Argentine beef,
Yes, quadruple, 4x.
then demanded American ranchers get their prices down, ranchers lost
To get their prices down, they said.
billions in expected profits. And beef prices? They stayed at all-time highs.
I would handle it better if it was actually making a difference for the consumer, but it's not. What's happened to us hasn't helped the consumer at all.
Yes, it not help consumer at all.
We're going to do something very quickly and easily on beef to get it down. The ranchers understand that. They're so
This is what White House said.
happy for what I've done. I saved them. I don't think you'd have any beef in this country if I didn't do that.
And of course, it was the biggest supporters that feel the most betrayed.
So
Yeah, it is emotional trade.
how can the price of cattle be so volatile? And how can cattle ranchers lose so much money so quickly? It has to do with the connection between this and this.
Yes, you understand what we are talking about here?
The feeder futures market is just, it's there to create chaos and volatility for farmers, but it's just
This
pure
man is Ko Young, former cattle rancher. He has something to tell us.
paper trade. And those guys don't own any cattle. They don't do anything but paper trade.
They do not know anything. They only get papers in their hand. You understand?
And drive the board down.
Coy Young is a former cattle rancher. We spoke to him in 2023, shortly after he was forced to sell his herd.
Coy had
Yes, sell everything, right?
financed a herd of Angus beef that he was hoping to make a profit from.
And that Friday, the Chicago Board of Trade feeder cattle price tanked to 108.
That was when Coy almost decided to take his life.
We caught up with
It's almost decided to take life, you know.
Coy 2 years later.
Futures traders caused the price go down. They needed an excuse to drive the price down and overbuy the market. The hedge funds that are behind these driving forces in the future markets of driving the prices down.
Okay, let's back up. Futures contracts are supposed to work as a simple agreement
Yes, it was a simple agreement, but there's something more you need to understand in this scenario.
between buyer and seller, setting a fair price to exchange at a later date. But in reality, nothing real is sold on the futures market. Instead,
You
massive
see, nothing is real.
corporations and Wall Street speculators trade in predictions and profit off of price changes.
Yes, profit on predictions and a price change. Nothing real is there. Everything is like, you know.
You know, during the pandemic, we all remember the store shelves were empty.
Yes,
And at
every shelf is empty.
that same time, farmers were getting screwed. Why?
Yes.
The store shelves are empty, farmers should be making money. I mean, because they're the ones that create the animals and produce the proteins that we consume.
But that wasn't the case.
Yes, that was not the case even at all. We have something more in our hands that is here.
When Coy went to sell his cattle in 2020.
That
Yes.
Friday the 13th, March of 2020, the board tanked at 108, and our sale was set for Sunday, March 15th. It was a massacre for me, and
Yes, his sell is
I
everywhere.
was expected to get 125 to 128,000 from the sale, and I came home with a $36,000 check.
You can see 135, 100,000 plus to only. Oh my
I
God.
cried all the way home from the sale.
We can feel you, right, Jan?
Coy had to shut down his family's cattle operation.
So the problem with the cattle futures market is it is highly susceptible to manipulation and to news, whether true or false. And so producers are harmed. One could describe it as a playground for speculators.
Bill Bullard is a former rancher from South Dakota, and now the CEO of RCAF USA,
Yes, he is the one.
a legal fund representing independent meat producers.
We have seen significant anomalies regarding the futures market.
The
Impact is, you can understand what is the impact of this thing is that
impact of this speculation is only compounded by another problem in the beef industry: consolidation. To
yes, consolidation. You understand this thing or not?
understand why, we first need to take a closer look at how the beef production chain works.
You if you don't know this, you never know how this all thing is happening and what is how risky, how deep this main thing is.
The live cattle industry is somewhat segmented. If you think of a pyramid,
You can see here there's a pyramid: cow calf operation, stockers and background, feedlots, and then packing. at the top of it.
The cow-calf producer at its
Here we
base.
have
This is where John and so many other small independent producers sit in
the cattle ranchers are here, all right?
the process.
And as
This
the
process.
animals grow and mature, they move up until
There's a background. They grow and mature for it.
they reach the feedlot sector.
And they become the feedlots. They feed them and feedlot
And
sectors.
there you have this incredible
And then you have the incredible boxes you see in your supermarkets packing.
bottleneck between four meat packers controlling 80% of the market. It is there that the meat packers are able to exert their market power in
Yes, the packers are the one, 80% of the markets, they move.
order to leverage down the price that the cattle feeder
He is the Bill Bullard, CEO of USA.
receives for the animals.
90% of cattle raised in the US come from small to medium-sized independent producers.
Yes, 90%, 90% came from the medium and small size of producers.
Like John.
Individual.
But we only have half as many American cattle ranchers today as we had in the 1980s.
See right here, we have the beef cattle operations in US. In 1980, we have 1,300. Now we have only 600.
And while that number has shrunk, the meatpacking industry has consolidated. Just 4 major packers
Only 4, Tyson, National Beef, JBS, and Cargill.
dominate the market. JBS, National Beef, Cargill, and Tyson.
So in
You can see.
1980, the cattle producers received 63 cents of every consumer beef dollar.
You understand? 63% cattle producers get from that.
And the meat packers and retailers had to share 37 cents.
37
Jump
cents.
to 2021. That allocation
Now what happens? See this.
of the consumer beef dollar
It's a whole backflip.
has
You
been
can see.
completely flipped on its head because the marketplace is fundamentally broken.
In 2019, RCAF USA filed a class action lawsuit against
Yes, they filed a class action lawsuit.
the Big Four,
Yes.
alleging a price fixing scheme to shift the market in their favor
Yes, this is not good happening.
by reducing slaughter and reducing their purchases in the cash market.
We allege that the meat packers were managing the marketplace to ensure there was never more demand than there was an available supply of cattle.
You understand, this is some kind of things that industrialization is happening. Industries are taking advantage of these individual peoples.
And we allege that that is how they were able to suppress cattle prices.
This
Yes.
power imbalance in the
Look, see at this beef cattle price versus retail beef price we have from the January 1980 to August 2025.
market means that the price of boxed beef can continue to rise and generate profits for meat packers
Yes, net farm value cattle price is right here, and retail beef prices are so high. You can see it's around 900 cents per pound, but we have the net farm value cattle prices at only 500 cents per pound.
and big box retailers, but far faster than the prices producers get for their cattle.
The spread has been widening, which is a clear indication of market failure within our industry.
Yes, it is.
This is part of the original 280 my dad bought in 1965. Now I'm just trying to keep it. It's the other battle.
Even
Oh my God. I'm so emotional for all of them, you know.
after selling his herd, Coy has not been able to get out from under his bank loans and credit card debt.
Yes, he is into bank loans and credit card debts. You understand how that situation might be.
How's it feel to be like this close to the operation that you grew up on, but you're not working it anymore?
It's depressing as hell. But I'll get back into it one of these days, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully you will get back.
Coy's Cattle Ranch is just one of nearly 20,000 American family farms that go out of business every year.
1,000 every year they go out of business. That feeling, man.
This loss of independent ranchers has also contributed to the depletion of America's cattle herd.
I mean, we've lost over 32 million head of cattle since 1980. That
Yes, 32 million.
should be in circulation in the United States. And now we're at record low numbers.
Now, Coy finds himself on the consumer side of the
Yes, he is now on the consumer side, not the very initial stage of it.
meat packers. He's opened a barbecue food truck.
Yes, his barbecue food truck it is.
I'm still paying for this thing. I've got 2 payments left on this, and it'll be paid off.
Yes, it is into loan for this as well. 2 payments left for this being paid off.
But just like he was getting squeezed as a producer, he's now getting squeezed as a consumer.
Brisket went from $387 in March to $642 in September. That's a 70% increase
You understand? There's so much.
in only just 4 months. So now it's like I can't even afford to buy brisket to cook to sell. I can't afford to raise them, and I can't afford to sell them.
You understand? You understand, guys? This is too much for them.
Now we can't even talk about one household really making a living year to year on 250 cattle. And 30 years ago, 250 head of cattle in one family's operation would have been huge.
Would have supported 2 families.
Yeah.
The
He said,
connection between supply and demand in the beef industry has been severed by the corporate players
only 4 major corporate players you are seeing in the screen right now. They're taking everything.
sitting between you and America's ranchers, and it's taking a toll on our whole system.
I feel that my sons, the direction we're going, I don't see a future beyond the generation that is just starting right now.
Damn, this is so heartbreaking. If you watch this video this long, this is so heartbreaking, you see.
Price of beef is unsustainably high for the average American, but bringing it down is not as easy as just saying,
We're going to do something very quickly and easily on beef to get it down.
so what would help?
We have to stop the decimation and desecration of our American cattle producers. We need to rebuild our herd in the United States.
And increasing domestic supply only happens when cattle are profitable for producers.
Yes, if they are not profitable, that never happen.
Sustained long-term profits are the only thing that's gonna solve the beef cost issue. Is we've got to get enough domestic production to where we get so far ahead of the demand that the boxes start piling up
Yes, it is.
for the retail segment, and then they'll drop prices.
And that only gets done by getting corporate influences out of the market.
Well, we would like to see the U.S. Department of Justice
Yes, DOJ to do something in this favor.
initiate an antitrust lawsuit against the largest meat packers
Yes, these largest meat packers need to do something about them.
and even the retailers.
This is about going after the people causing the problems, not the people producing the solution.
We feel a lot of betrayal at this point, and that's
Yes, my God, it's full of betrayal right here. You understand? This is not the way to treat them.
the most disheartening thing. I hope there's a bigger plan. I know God has a bigger plan for us, but I'm hoping that we aren't going to get drugged down in this quest for cheap food.
This is more perfect unions video. They are doing this to help them. This is the great video to understand what their situation is, and oh my Lord, praise them.